Day 239 of the Daily Stoic. Seeking out shipwrecks. Quote, I was shipwrecked before I even boarded. The journey showed me this. How much of what we have is unnecessary, and how easily we can decide to rid ourselves of these things whenever it's necessary, never suffering the loss. Seneca, Moral Letters 87.1. Zeno, widely considered to be the founder of the school of Stoicism, was a merchant before he was a philosopher. On a voyage between Phoenicia and Piraeus, his ship sank along with its cargo. Zeno ended up in Athens, and while visiting a bookstore, he was introduced to the philosophy of Socrates and later the Athenian philosopher named Crates. These influences drastically changed the course of his life, leading him to develop the thinking and principles that we now know as Stoicism. According to the ancient biographer Diogenes Laertius, Zeno joked, Now that I've suffered shipwreck, I'm on a good journey. Or according to another account, You've done well, Fortune, driving me thus to philosophy, he reportedly said. The Stoics weren't being hypothetical when they said we ought to act with a reverse clause and that even the most unfortunate events can turn out to be for the best. The entire philosophy is founded on that idea. You know what's interesting as I read this? There's this almost interesting excuse that Stoicism has. And maybe someone out there can help guide me in this. And this interesting excuse that Stoicism has, and maybe it's just me and my biases rising up in my gut as I read this stuff, but the excuse that the Stoics have seems to be that, life is what it is, and you just got to live with it. You just got to adjust to it as it is, and that's just life. Now, that's not untrue, but at the same time, it almost borderlines, I guess, in my mind, as like an excuse of like, what is Stoicism? It's just a filler for the fact that reality and the life is what it is, and you get what you get. And I mean, let's follow the saying from middle school: you get what you get. Don't be upset. It's not in this particular chapter. It's talking about seeking out shipwrecks, or maybe you don't want to seek out shipwrecks, but rather it is from misfortune and through suffering that we end up finding ourselves. And actually, in many people's stories, maybe yours included, it was actually through the greatest suffering of your life that you came to be who you are today, which is why you're successful today, or why you're in a better place today, or why fill in the blank. And it's not that we would want to increase those, but I'll tell you, you want to know a shortcut to life? If you want to become amazingly unstoppable, resilient, and hardy, in that no misfortune can truly set you back or destroy your will to continue to persevere and strive for something, you want to know the shortcut to becoming all of that? Start your own business today. Become an entrepreneur today. And trust me, you will have more suffering in the next 10 years than you've ever imagined. I would know. But it's made me a better person. See you in Discord, MetaFam.